Greetings everyone. Welcome to another episode of High School Mathematics. Our topic for today's class is quadratic equations. What is quadratic equation? Quadratic equation is an equation where the highest degree of variable involved is 2. We can also define quadratic equation as a polynomial of degree 2. Another word for degree is power or exponent. The general form of quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0, where a, b, and c are real numbers, and a is not equals to 0. Why do we have this condition, a is not equals to 0? Let's assume that a is equals to 0. We will have 0 multiplied by x squared, that is 0. And this gives us bx plus c equals to 0. The result when a is equals to 0 is linear equation. That means anytime we are dividing what quadratic equation is, we must put the condition a is not equal to 0, because if a is equal to 0, this will no more be a quadratic equation, it will be linear equation. Next is the roots of quadratic equation. A real number k is the root of quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0 if it satisfies the quadratic equation. What do we mean by this? Any number that satisfies the given quadratic equation is referred to as its root. For example, we have x squared plus 6x minus 6x plus 8 is equals to 0. What are the values of x that satisfies this given equation? Let's assume x is equals to 0. We have 0 squared minus 6 multiplied by 0 plus 8. This will give us 8. It is not equals to 0. That means that x equals to 0 is not the root of the quadratic equation. Let's try x is equals to 1. We have 1 squared minus 6 multiplied by 1 plus 8. And that is 1 minus 6 plus 8. And the result of this is 3. It's not equals to 0. That means it is not the root of the quadratic equation. If x is 2, this is 2 squared minus 6 multiplied by 2 plus 8. And this is 4 minus 12 plus 8. 4 minus 12 minus 8. Minus 8 plus 8, that is 0. You can see the result of this to be 0, which we have here. That means x is equals to 2 is the root of the quadratic equation. We then continue where a quadratic equation has exactly 2 roots. Any given quadratic equation always has 2 roots. For this, x squared minus 6x plus 8 equals to 0. We have 2 roots. One of the roots is x is equals to 4. Now, method of solving quadratic equations. We have 3 methods of solving quadratic equation. The first method is by factorization. To solve quadratic equation by factorization, how are we going to do that? What are the steps involved? The first step is, let's assume we have ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. And we want to solve this quadratic equation using factorization. The first step is multiply a and c to get ac. We are going to follow these steps to solve the following equations. Our first example here is 3x squared plus 8x plus 4 equals to 0. The first step. Multiply a and c to get ac. What is a? Coefficient of x squared, and c is the constant. In this given equation, a is equals to 3 and the constant is plus 4. That will give us 12. Step 2. Find the factors of AC that add up to B. Before we proceed to step 2, let's take note of this. If the constant is positive, That is, we have this to be plus. That means that the pair of factors will have the same sign, either plus plus or minus minus. If the constant is positive, the pair of factors will have the same sign. But how are we going to know whether it is plus plus or minus minus? We come down to the coefficient of x. If this is plus, that means that the pair of factor is plus plus. And if this is minus, as we have it here, it means the pair of factors is minus minus. We have minus minus. But if we have the constant to be negative, we have minus here. That means that the pair of factors will have different signs. Different signs. Same sign. One will be positive and one will be negative. If we have the constant to be negative, how are we going to know the one that will be positive and the one that will be negative? We have positive here. This means that the bigger number between the pair is positive. And if we have negative here, it means that the bigger number between the pair is negative. Now let's come down to this. We are looking for the pairs of factors, pair of factors of 12 that will sum up to b, which is 8. That will sum up to 8. The possible pair are what? 1 and 12, 2, 6, 3, 4. 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. But this is positive. That means this pair of factors will have the same sign. Is it plus plus or minus minus? We come down to this. Since we have this to be plus, everything here will be plus. Now, which of these will sum up to 8 that we have as the coefficient of x? 1 plus 12, 13. 3 plus 4, 7. 2 plus 6, that is 8. That means that the pair of factors of 12 that sum up to 8 is positive 2 and positive 6. Step 3. Replace b by the pair. We are going to replace 8 by this pair. And we have 3x squared plus, we are going to add x. 2x plus 6x plus 4 equals 0. 3x squared plus 2x plus 6x plus 4 equals to 0. The next step, group the terms into pairs and factor each pair. The first two and the last two, we have grouped them. Now let's factor the pair. What is common to 3x squared and 2x? That is x. 3x squared divided by x, 3x, plus 2x divided by x, that is 2, plus x is here, but x is not here. That means that x is not common. We have 6 and we have 4. Do we have any common factor for 6 and 4? That yes, 2 is common. 2 can divide 6 and also 2 can divide 4. 6x divided by 2, 3x, plus divided by plus, 4 divided by 2. The next step, factor out the common factor. We can see that the common factor here is what is inside this bracket. It is common to this term and it's also common to this term. We are going to factor that out. We have 3x plus 2. What do we have here? X. And what do we have here? Plus 2 is equals to 0. Set each factor to 0 and solve for x. We have this to be 3x plus 2 equals to 0 or x plus 2 equals to 0. To solve for x, we need to move plus 2 to the other side of the equation. Divide both sides by 3. X is equals to minus 2 over 3. Or, to get x, move plus 2 to the other side of the equation. And that will be minus 2. We have x is equals to minus 2 over 3 or minus 2. So x is equals to minus 2 over 3 or x is equals to minus 2 are the roots of this given quadratic equation. Next example, we have this to be b. We have x squared minus 9x plus 18 is equals to 0. The coefficient of x squared here is 1. Multiply multiply a and c to get ac. And a is the coefficient of x squared. The coefficient of x squared here is 1 times 18. That is 18. Next is to find the pair of factors that sum up to minus 9. The possible pair are what? 1 and 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6. But how are we going to know the sign that we are going to put here? Come back to this constant. We have the constants to be what? To be positive. That means the pair of the factors will have the same sign, plus plus or minus minus. Which one are we going to use? We have this to be negative. That means that it will be minus minus. Now, which of these sum up to minus 9? Minus 1 minus 18 minus 19. Minus 2 minus 9 minus 11. Minus 3 minus 6. This is minus 9. That means the pair of factors we are going to use is minus 3 minus 6. Next is to replace minus 9 with minus 3 and minus 6. But we are going to add x to these two. So we have x squared minus 3x minus 6x plus 18 equals to 0. Group them. Now let's factor each group. What is common to these two terms? I have x. This is x. X is common. X squared divided by x, that is x, minus 3x divided by x, 3. The sign that is here first, minus. X is here, but x is not here. X is not common. 6 can divide 18. That means that 6 is common to this 10. 6. 6x divided by 6, that is x. Plus divided by minus, that is minus here. 18 divided by 6, 3. This is equals to 0. Now, x minus 3 is common to these two terms. So we have x minus 3, open another bracket. What do we have outside here? X. What do we have outside here? Minus 6. Equate each factor to what? Each pair. Set each factor to 0, step 6, to get the value of x. X minus 3 is equals to 0 or x minus 6 is equals to 0. This implies that x is equals to 3, x is equals to 6. The root of this quadratic equation is x is equals to 3 or x is equals to 6. The next example. The next question is 3x squared minus 2x minus 1 equals to 0. First step, multiply the coefficients of x squared and the constant together. So we have that to be 3 multiplied by minus 1, and that is minus 3. Pair of factors of minus 3 that we add up to minus 2. 3 is a prime number. That means it has only two factors, 1 and itself. We have this to be 1 and itself. But we have negative sign here, which is minus. That means that We have different sign. The pair has what? Different sign. One will be positive and one will be negative. Which one will be positive and which one will be negative? We have this to be negative. This implies that the bigger number will be negative and the other will be positive. We have this to be negative and this to be positive. Now replace this minus 2 with plus 1 minus 3 plus x minus 3x. We are going to add x to both. 1x is the same thing as x minus 1 equals to 0. Group them. Now let's factor the group. What is common to this side? That is x. 3x squared divided by x, 3x, plus x divided by x, 1. The sign that is here, minus. What is common to this two terms? X is here, x is not here. X is not common. 3 is here, but 3 cannot divide 1. We have 1 here. 1 can divide 3. That means that 1 is common. 3x minus divided by minus. That is plus. 1 divided by 1, 1 equals to 0. What is common here? That is 3x plus 1. 3x plus 1. Open another bracket. What do we have outside? X. What do we have outside here? Minus 1 equals to 0. Equate the factors to 0. 3x plus 1 equals to 0 or x minus 1 equals to 0. 3x is equals to minus 1. This implies that x is equals to minus 1 over 3. We divide the both sides by 3. X is equals to 1. The roots of this quadratic equation is x equals to 1 or x equals to minus 1 over 3. The next question that we have here is, first thing, multiply the coefficient and the constants. Coefficient of x squared. That is 2 times minus 1 minus 2. So it's also a prime number. That means that it has only two factors, 1 and itself. But we have negative sign here. That means we are going to have plus or minus. Either one will be minus or plus, and the other will be plus. If one is minus, this will be plus. And if this is plus, this will be minus. What do we have here? That is plus. That means that the bigger number will be positive. And what's the bigger number here? Between 1 and 2, that is 2. This will be negative. Let's replace the coefficient of x with minus 1 plus 2. Minus x plus 2x minus 1 equals to 2. If we group them, let's factor. What is common between these two? That is x. 2x minus 1. What we have here first, plus. What is common between these two? That is 1. 2x minus 1. And this is 2x minus 1, x plus 1 equals to 0. We are going to equate each factor to 0. To find the value of x, move plus 1 to the other side of the equation, and it returns to what? Negative 1. Divide both sides by what? By 2. So x is equals to minus 1 over 2, or x is equals to minus 1. Next question is E. In this given quadratic equation, we don't have constants. That means we don't need the first step. The second step, we don't need it. What do we need here? Let's just factorize these two terms. What is common to these two terms? We have x, we have x. X is common. Can 3 divide 16 without remainder? No. Can 16 divide 3? No. That means it is only x that is common. 3x squared divided by x, 3x, plus 16x divided by x, 16. Then we equate the factors to what? To 0. x is equals to 0 or 3x plus 15 is equals to 0. 3x is equals to minus 16. Divide both sides by 3. X is equals to minus 16 over 3. Next example, and that is f. X squared minus 1 is equals to 0. To solve this quadratic equation, we can have it as x squared is equals to 1. We have square here. Let's find the square root of both sides. This will be x is equals to plus or minus root 1. But under this factorization, we are to factorize. How are we going to factorize this? We don't have x here. That means that the coefficient of x is 0. The coefficient of x squared here is what? 1. And the constant is minus 1. Let's multiply them together. 1 multiplied by minus 1. That is minus 1. What are the factors of 1? That is 1 and 1. But we have the constant to be negative. That means that one of the pair will be positive and the other will be negative. Plus 1. Plus 1 minus 1 plus 1, that will be 0, which is the coefficient of the x. So let's replace it. We have x squared. We are going to add x to this minus 1 and plus 1. Minus x plus x minus 1 equals to 0. Group them. What is common to these two? That is x. X squared divided by x, minus x divided by x, 1. The sign that is here, plus. What is common to these two? That is 1. X minus 1 equals to 0. The common factor here is what? X minus 1. X minus 1, open bracket of x plus 1. Equate each factor to 0. X minus 1 equals to 0 or x plus 1 equals to 0. We have x is equals to 1, x is equals to minus 1. That means the root of this quadratic equation is x is equals to 1 or x is equals to minus 1. Now, with this explanation, what will be the solution to these quadratic equations? The next method of solving quadratic equation is by completing the square. Why do we need this method? We need this method because solving quadratic equation by factorization is only limited to when we can find a pair of factors of AC that sum to B. If we cannot find the pair of factors of AC that sum to B, that means we cannot solve the given quadratic equation by factorization. But this method right here can solve any form of quadratic equation. How are we going to solve a given quadratic equation by completing the square method? Stay with me. Let's have the given quadratic equation to be ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. The first thing we need to do here is to take the constant to the other side of the equation, and that gives us ax squared plus bx is equals to minus c. Next step is to divide each term by the coefficient of x squared. What is the coefficient of x squared? That is a. Ax squared over a plus bx over a is equals to minus c over a. A divided by a, that is equals to 1. So we have x squared plus bx over a equals to minus c over a. We then take the coefficients of x. What is the coefficient of x here? That is b over a plus b over a. After taking the coefficient of x, we are going to have the coefficient of x, meaning that we are going to divide the coefficient of x by 2. Next is to square the result. The half of the coefficient of x, we are going to square it. B over 2a squared. Next is we will add this open bracket b over 2a close bracket square to the both side of this. Let's call this equation 2. We will add this to the both side of equation 2, and that will give us x squared plus bx over a plus b over 2a squared. This is equals to minus c over a plus b over 2a all squared. What we are going to do at this side of the equal sign is, what are the variables that have square? We have this x to have square, and we also have b over 2a to have square. Let's bring them together inside one bracket and square it. This will give us open bracket x plus b over 2a square. This is equals to minus c over a plus b squared 2a squared. 2 times 2, that is 4, a squared. We can rewrite this as x plus b over 2a squared is equals to b squared over 4a squared minus c over a. Let's take the LCM of these fractions. We have 4a squared divided by 4a squared, that is 1, multiplied by b squared, that is b squared. 4a squared divided by a, that is 4a, multiplied by c, 4ac. So we have this to be b squared minus 4ac. We need to cancel this square by taking the square root of both sides. The square and the square root will cancel out each other. So we have x plus b over 2a is equals to plus or minus. Why do we have plus or minus? It's because the root of any number is positive and negative. We have two answers with the root of any number. For example, we have square root of 4. Square root of 4 is plus or minus 2, because plus 2 times plus 2, plus times plus, 2 times 2, 4, and minus 2 times minus 2, minus times minus, plus 2 times 2, plus 2 and minus 2. The square of plus 2 and minus 2 give us 4. So that's why we have plus or minus here. Square root of b squared minus 4ac, we have that in square root over, what is the square root of 4? 2. Square root of a squared, that is a. We are looking for x. We move b over 2a to the other side of the equation. So we have x is equals to minus b over 2a plus or minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Let's take the LCM. X is equals to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac. And to find the values of x, we are going to have x is equals to minus b, first plus b squared minus 4ac over 2a, or minus b followed by the minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. The next is to solve the following given quadratic equations using completing the square method. The first question we have here is 2x squared minus 3x plus 1 equals to 0. What we are going to do first is move the constant to the other side of the equation, and that is 2x squared minus 3x is equals to minus 1. Next is to divide each term by the coefficient of x squared. The coefficient of x squared here is 2. Two x squared over 2 minus 3x over 2 is equals to minus 1 over 2. We have x squared minus 3x over 2 is equals to minus 1 over 2. Next, take the coefficient of x, and the coefficient of x here is minus 3 over 2. Half it. Divide the coefficient of x by 2. And we have minus 3 over 4. Because if we divide minus 3 over 2 by 2, we have minus 3 over 2 multiplied by 2, and that is 4. Square it. Minus 3 over 4. Always leave your results here like this if you have minus 2. As we have minus here, leave the result here like this. Don't make that mistake of taking the square of minus, and we have 3 over 4 square. Always leave it like this. The next is we are going to add the square of the half of coefficient of x to which equation? Let's call this equation 2. This is the given equation. To this equation 2, add minus 3 over 4 square to both sides of equation 2. And what is equation 2? X squared minus 3x over 2 plus minus 3 over 4 square. This is equals to minus 1 over 2 plus minus 3 over 4 square. What are we going to do next? We have this as x squared, x half square here. Also, minus 3 over 4 half square here. Bring them together. The one that's half square, add them together. So open a bracket. X, what do we have inside the bracket here? That is minus 3 over 4. Minus 3 over 4 square is equals to minus 1 over 2 plus. Now, you can simplify this. Minus square, minus times minus, that is plus. 3 times 3, that is 9. 4 times 4, that is 16. Let's find the LCM of these fractions. This is x minus 3 over 4. The LCM of 2 and 16 is 16. 16 divided by 2, that is 8, times minus 1, that is minus 8, plus 16 divided by 16, 1, times 9, that is 9. So we have this to be x minus 3 over 4 squared is equals to minus 8 plus 9. That is 1. 1 over 16. What next? Take the square root of both sides. The square and the square root will cancel out each other. So we have x minus 3 over 4 is equals to plus or minus. What is the square root of 1? 1. What is the square root of 16? That is 4. Now we are looking for x. Take minus 3 over 4 to the other side of the equation. This minus we change to plus. So we have x is equals to 3 over 4 plus or minus 1 over 4. Let's find the LCM. The LCM of 4 and 4 is 4. 4 divided by 4, 1. Multiplied by 3, that is 3. Plus or minus 1. X is equals to 3 plus 1 over 4, or x is equals to 3 minus 1 over 4. 3 plus 1, that is 4 over 4. X is equals to 3 minus 1, that is 2 over 4. We have x is equals to 1, or x is equals to 1 over 2. These are the roots of the given quadratic equation. Example 2. We have x squared minus 4x plus 1 is equals to 0. The first step is bring this constant to the other side of the equation. X squared minus 4x is equals to minus 1. We then divide by the coefficient of x squared. The coefficient of x squared is what? Is 1. So if you divide by the coefficient of x squared, which is 1, we are going to have this again. So the next thing is, take the coefficient of x. And that is minus 4. Half of it, minus 4 divided by 2, that is minus 2. We are going to square the result. Minus 2 all square. Don't simplify this. We then add this to our last equation. What is our last equation? This is it. Let's call this equation 1. Equation 2, equation 1. Add minus 2 square to both sides of 2. X squared minus 4x plus minus 2 square is equals to minus 1 plus minus 2 square. What we are going to do here is, this half square, this also half square, bring them together. X that's half square and minus 2 that also half square, and this is minus 2 all square. This is equals to minus 1 plus minus times minus plus 2 times 2, 4. This will give us x minus 2 is equals to all square is equals to 3. What are we going to do next? Take the square roots of both sides. If we take the square root of both sides, we have square root of x minus 2 all square is equals to the square root of 3. The square and square root will cancel out each other. This will be x minus 2 is equals to plus or minus root 3. We are looking for x. X is equals to 2 plus or minus root 3. That means x is equals to 2 plus root 3, or x is equals to 2 minus root 3. This is the root of the given quadratic equation. Example 3. What will be our first step? The constant to the other side of the equation. Then we divide by the coefficients of x squared. That is 3x squared over, the coefficient of x squared here is 3, minus 6x over 3 minus 2 over 3. We are going to have x squared minus 2x is equals to minus 2 over 3. What are we going to have next? What we are going to have next is take the coefficients of x. That is minus 2. Half of it, minus 2 divided by 2. This is minus 1. Then square it. Minus 1 raised to the power of 2. We are going to add this to our last equation, and this is our last equation, equation 2, equation 1. X squared minus 2x plus minus 1x minus 1 all squared minus 2 over 3 minus plus minus 1 cos squared. What's half square here? X and minus 1 squared is equals to minus 2 over 3 plus minus times minus plus 1 times 1, 1. Let's take the x here. X minus 1 squared is equals to minus 2 plus 3. X minus 1 squared is equals to 1 over 3. What are we going to do next? Take the square root of both sides. We have x minus 1 squared is equals to square root of 1 over 3. The square and the square root will cancel out each other. We have this to be x minus 1 is equals to square root of 1, that is 1, plus or minus. Square root of 1 is 1, and square root of 3, we have it to be square root of 3. But this square root is at the denominator, so we can rationalize. This will be square root of 3 multiplied over square root of 3. So we have x minus 1 is equals to plus or minus square root of 3. Square root of 3 multiplied by square root of 3, that is square root of 9. What is square root of 9? 3. So we have 3 here. We are looking for x. X is equals to 1 plus or minus square root of 3 over 3. So x, let's find the LCM. The LCM is 3. We have this to be over 1. 3 divided by 1, 3 multiplied by 1 plus or minus square root of 3. Now we have x is equals to 3 plus or minus square root of 3 over 3. Sorry, plus or 3 minus square root of 3 over 3. And this is the root of this given quadratic equation. With this explanation, what will be the solution to these quadratic equations using completed square method? Another method of solving quadratic equation is by using quadratic formula. This formula was derived earlier under completing the square method. How are we going to apply this formula? to the given quadratic equation. We have 2x squared minus 3x plus 1 equals to 0. Let's compare the general form of quadratic equation to the given quadratic equation. Ax squared, 2x squared, that means a is equals to 2. Bx minus 3x, b is equals to minus 3. C 1 and c is equals to 1. Now what is the formula? X is equals to minus b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. We are going to substitute the value of a, b, c into this formula. B is what? Minus 3 minus 3 plus or minus 3 square minus 4. What is A? 2. C is 1 over 2A. 2 times 2. X is equals to minus times minus. That is plus. Plus 3 plus or minus times minus. Plus 3 times 3, 9 minus 4 times 2, 8 times 1, still 8 over 4. X is equals to 3 plus or minus 9 minus 8, that is 1 over 4. And this is equals to 3 plus or minus the square root of 1 over 4. Now we have x is equals to 3 plus 1 over 4, or x is equals to 3 minus 1 over 4. X is equals to 4 over 4, or x is equals to 2 over 4. We have x is equals to 1, or x is equals to 1 over 2. The second example, what we have here is x squared minus 1 is equals to 0. Let's compare this to the general quadratic form. A is equals to what? The coefficient of x squared, that is 1. B is equals to what? That is the coefficient of x. Do we have anything like x here? No. That means that b is equals to 0. Constant c is equals to minus 1. Introduce the formula. X is equals to minus b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac in square root over 2a. Now let's substitute the value of a, b, c. A is equals to 1 and b is 0. Minus 0 plus 1 plus or minus square root of 0 squared minus 4, 1 minus 1, 2 into bracket of 1. X is equals to minus 0, still 0, plus or minus square root of 0 minus 4 times 1, that is minus 4. Minus 4 times minus 1, that is 4, plus 4 over 2. This is plus or minus square root of 4 over 2. We have this to be x is equals to plus or minus 2 over 2, which is equals to plus or minus 1. That means x is equals to 1 or x is equals to minus 1. With this explanation, what will be the root of this quadratic equation using quadratic formula? This is the end of today's class. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share for others to learn, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you in the next class.